The FDA allows companies 20% leeway in either direction for the calorie
20%.
20%.
That's
leeway.
a big leeway. I mean,
Yeah.
like 20% can make or break like an entire meal plan.
Like if you're counting calories based on products that that people are putting out, and you're eating the same thing every single day, and it's off by a little bit, you can gain weight when you're trying to lose weight. AdventFit is a podcast that has a holistic approach to physical, spiritual, and mental well-being. In each episode, we share productive ways to live a healthier and happier lifestyle. Unlike other podcasts in this space, AdventFit gives you a comprehensive approach to fitness without the fluff for the everyday Christian. Calories. We're going back to calories. What is a calorie? A calorie is a unit of energy. Calories provide energy in the form of heat so that our bodies can function. The energy comes from macronutrients, which are carbohydrates, fat, and protein. Each one of these macronutrients have their own calories. So carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram, and protein has 4 calories per gram, and then fat has 9 calories per gram. I saw you looking. What were you thinking about?
I mean, I was just trying to follow the numbers there.
Yeah, so I'll say it again. Carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram. So every gram of carbohydrates have 4 calories. Protein has 4 calories per gram, just like carbohydrates. So every gram of protein has 4 calories. And then fat has the highest number of calories per gram, which is 9 calories per gram. So every gram of fat has 9 calories per gram.
That's interesting. I've never really been into the whole. I was never the biggest fan of the whole calorie thing.
Yeah, it
like
can be
counting
tedious.
calories and all that stuff.
But it's definitely worth it for most people.
Like, do you count calories and all that stuff?
Yeah, I definitely count calories. I've been slacking.
But why?
Recently.
But why?
Because you can better keep track of what you're eating. You know, you can keep track of how many calories you're eating, how many you're consuming, and how many you're expending. So you can better track your muscle gains, your weight loss, and your maintenance. So it helps me. You know, I can know what I have to eat, so I can lose weight, or I can gain muscle, or I can maintain. If I don't track calories, I'm just kind of guessing. So I want to know what I need to eat. So I want to be sure.
I guess I'm one of the guessers.
Yeah, I guess you're one of the guessers.
Because I mean, when it comes to somebody who's into raw diets, counting calories is something I don't really find as essential.
Because if you're raw, like fully raw, I mean, you can count calories, but you're most likely to be losing weight. But if you want to try to gain weight, then I suggest you to count calories.
Because that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
The only reason why I estimate calories.
Yeah.
The only reason why I estimate calories is so that I'm getting enough calories. Mm-hmm. It's the other way. Like most people are trying to limit how much calories they get. I'm trying to maximize the amount of calories I get.
Because for all raw, it's hard to get calories because everything is fibrous and low in calories.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I know, like, people ask all the time, like, oh, you do you like weigh all your stuff on weigh your food?
I do weigh my food. I'm not extreme with it, but I definitely do weigh my food.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the calories in the products. I look at the calories for the if I eat cereals or steel cut oats, or if I get a veggie meat or vegetables, and I weigh whatever is raw and fresh. So I definitely do weigh my food.
But to see like the serving size or something like that.
To see how many calories it has, so I can track it. I put it into a tracker. I used to use my FitnessPal.
So like if you have 4 pounds of broccoli, like steamed broccoli, that would
I don't usually weigh it after I cook it. I usually weigh it before I cook it.
Oh,
but you can do both.
Interesting.
But then it's different if you after you cook it. It's a different
because there's more water in it or something.
But I usually weigh it before I cook it.
Interesting.
That's what I do it. So besides water, everything that you eat has calories.
Don't they say that celery has like -3 calories?
They say some stuff like that, but I guess because you're expending more calories by chewing it than you are by eating it. But
because the actual act of chewing burns calories.
Yeah, but it still has calories. But they say it has negative calories because you're chewing it and you're burning calories while you're eating it. So,
because how can something have negative calories?
Yeah, but everything that you eat has calories.
Okay.
But the FDA allows companies 20% leeway in either direction. For the calorie
20%.
20%.
That's
leeway.
a big leeway.
Yeah.
I mean, especially especially like bodybuilders who are trying to be very scientific and very specific with their calories, 20% can make or break like your whole meal plan, I feel.
Yeah. So if something says it has 200 calories, they can have, I think, 140 calories. I think 140 is That's 20%, right? Because 180 would be 10%. So 20% would be one. No, I think it would be 180. 180. I think so. Maybe my math is off. But anyway, 20% is a lot.
What I'm saying is that it could throw off your whole. And I mean,
Yes.
like 20% can make or break like an
Definitely,
entire
yes.
meal plan.
Like if you're counting your calories based on products that that people are putting out, and you're eating the same thing every single day, and it's off by a little bit, you can gain weight when you're trying to lose weight.
Maybe you know this. What was the amount they say that they recommend in terms of your cutting calories? Like what percentage did they say?
What percentage?
Yeah, I don't remember. I know there was like a amount they say like you shouldn't cut calories too much.
Oh yeah, you mean a good amount to cut calories? Oh yeah, so I was gonna get to that, but for a good amount to cut calories is about 3,500 calories per week, which is about 500 calories per day. So cut about 500 calories per day to lose about 1 pound a week.
Cause so about 500 calories a day.
Yes.
To take out of your diet, and they recommend for like men.
It's the same thing.
That'd be like I'm saying for men they recommend like what 2,000 calories a day.
Actually, we're gonna get to that in a little bit later in the episode.
Okay.
But that
I have a lot. I mean, because like I said, I'm not big on calories,
Yeah.
so I have a lot of like I did some general research on it, but because I don't find it as necessary for a raw diet, I'm not so knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Like
How
you.
many calories you eat depends on your BMR and then your TD.
What is that for people who don't know?
So BMR is your basal metabolic rate.
Okay.
So that basically is how many calories you would burn if you just stayed in bed and did nothing all day, right?
The basic metabolic rate.
Basal metabolic rate, not basic, but basal metabolic rate. And then TDEE, which is total daily energy expenditure, is your BMR plus your activity. So basically, how many calories you'd burn if you stayed in bed all day, plus how many calories you're burning by actually doing things. So that's what your TDEE is. And from that number is how you know if you're gonna gain weight, lose weight, or maintain weight based on your calories. So if you want to lose weight, then you'd eat 500 less calories than your TDEE each day, or 3,500 calories for each week.
Okay.
If you want to maintain, then you stay at that number. If you want to gain or try to gain some muscle, then you consume 500 calories more a day, or 3,500 more a week. But back to the FDA. So the FDA allows 20% leeway in either direction, which is a lot, and that can definitely throw you off if you're counting calories and you're doing it straight off of the products, right? That's like the opposite of Scooby-Doo, right? So, instead of the crazy, angry, ghost, you're seeing like, a nice little 0 calories thing walking around. Then you pull off the mask and you see, it's calories. And then you see the man talking, I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling podcasters.
Oh, Scooby, it's calories.
Not only do they have leeway with the calorie count, but the calorie count does not always tell how much is in the container. It tells how much is in a serving size.
Yeah, that's very tricky.
Yeah, so you can have one bar and that could have 3 serving sizes in it,
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nobody take like, I'm gonna have one bite for breakfast, one bite for lunch, one bite for dinner.
Yeah,
people when they open a Snickers bar, they're eating the whole Snickers.
Yeah, the serving size is not usually how much people actually eat, so that can be very misleading. Like for cooking sprays, the serving size is 1/3 of a second. For cooking sprays, the serving size is 1/3 of a second.
That is ridiculous.
Like who uses a cooking spray like that? You gotta hit it like the Family Feud button, like show me no calories. Like nobody uses a cooking spray like that.
I mean, that makes no sense. I guess it's there because they want to show low numbers.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh man, we don't want people to see 1,000 calories.
Yeah.
So
basically
1/3 of a second.
So 1/3 of a second is probably like maybe 4 or 5, maybe I don't know, maybe 6 calories. But they have leeway with the calorie count, so they put 0. So the whole bottle has a lot of calories in it. But
that's why something says 0.
Yeah, that's
0
why it says
calories.
0 calories. It has calories, but they have leeway with the
Okay,
calorie
I was like,
count.
how? Because when I look at these things and it says 0 calories, like that makes no sense.
Yeah.
When Coca-Cola says 0 calorie Coke,
Yeah.
I was like, are you really gonna have no calories by drinking Coca-Cola?
Yeah, but definitely for the oil definitely has calories.
Wow.
And they can get away with it because the FDA allows it. But for the best results, it's not just about counting calories. It's about quality, not only quantity.
That's true. There's some good calories. There's bad calories.
Yeah.
I'd rather have more good calories than less, but having just a little bit of bad calories.
Yeah, definitely. And we talked about the BMR before, which is the basal metabolic rate, which is how many calories you'd burn if you just stayed in bed all day and did nothing. And factors that determine your BMR are your sex, your weight, height, and age. So that determines your BMR.
Like, what's a good BMR?
A good BMR. There's no good BMR. BMR is basically how many calories you'd burn.
Okay, so there's no there's a number I should be aiming for.
There's no number you should be aiming for. It
okay.
just depends.
It's just know what's yours. Yeah. Just know what is your BMR.
Yeah. So if you have more muscle mass, you're gonna have a higher BMR. So men tend to have a higher BMR or TDEE than women, right? But regardless of your sex, it all falls as you age. And you don't need to count calories to lose weight, but it definitely helps. Like, it definitely helps. If you're eating raw foods and eating, broccoli, tomatoes, all these foods all the time and nothing processed, then you don't really need to count calories to lose weight. But if you're not eating whole foods all the time, exclusively, all raw foods, then it's probably best to count calories. But
and I think, and like I said, even when I went into a raw diet, I still did a lot of research on what type of food, how much calories were in certain type of food, so I can know how much I need to be aiming for in terms of eating. Yeah. Because having too little calories is also a dangerous thing.
Definitely, yeah. It's like a sweet spot, like we talked about before. The not the Bernstein bears, but I forgot what it is.
The 3 bears.
3 bears and Goldilocks. Yeah, you don't want to be too little or too much. You want the just right corner, and the just right could be from losing weight, maintaining weight, or gaining weight to gain muscle. If you gain muscle, you're gonna gain a little bit of fat too.
Yeah, I think it's good to kind of have a general idea of how much calories you're having. So even if you're not counting calories, you should have a general idea if you're having less calories now as opposed to when you were just doing whatever you wanted.
Yeah, just to track your progress, to track what you're eating, to track how you've gotten better, to see.
I don't know if you're planning to say, but like how many calories should we drop, or how many calories should we be aiming for? I mean. As man or woman. Yeah,
there's no number for man or woman.
Really? Because I see online a lot of times they say like about 2,000.
Yeah, it says 2,000, but it differs for the man, the woman, depending on their age, their height, their weight, and man and woman, their sex.
And I guess it depends upon how many calories you're burning on a regular basis. And
like I said before, if you have more muscle mass, then you're gonna have a higher BMR. So that means you can eat more calories. So if you're losing weight, you can still eat more calories if you have more muscle. So one review found that weight loss programs that included calorie counting led to an average of around 7 pounds more weight loss than those that didn't.
So if they counted calories, they lost more weight.
Yeah.
If you're new to the counting calories thing and you're trying to figure it out, I think it's important to track how much calories you eat on a normal basis before you start tracking on how many calories you want to eat.
Yeah. Just track down what you normally eat, basically you're saying.
Yeah. So because you need to have a baseline. You got to know what is your typical.
Yeah.
So if you know, like if you try to count your calories starting from the diet, then you have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
You gotta track. If you're used to eating cheeseburgers every day and fast food, you should know how many calories you're eating so that when you switch over to a healthier diet, you'll be like, okay, well, I used to eat 5,000 calories. Now I eat 3,000 calories.
Yeah. And if you're going to try to lose weight, you shouldn't do everything at once. You should try to do it slowly. Like if you're eating, fast food every single day, sodas all the time, you can start by little small changes. Like instead of soda every single day, you can have water. You make little small changes, then you can gradually.
And that's a way to know that you're doing less calories without even having to count per se. Like take out a notebook or an app and count, because you're like, well, I know there's more calories in soda than there are in water.
Yeah, because water has 0 calories.
So if I get rid of the soda, I automatically have less calories.
Yeah. Unless you eat, instead of 1 cheeseburger, you eat 2 cheeseburgers. But besides that, you definitely lose. You be eating less calories.
Okay. Yeah.
But find out what works best for you and stick to it, right? You don't want to look for a shortcut or a magic pill. You want to look for a health and fitness lifestyle change.
Yeah, and when it comes to change, lifestyle change, we're here at AdventFit to kind of help our listeners to stay motivated with that change. And so go to adventfit.org. Make sure you subscribe to our email list where we'll send out reminders. We're going to be throwing in some extra cool info as well. And if you want to follow our personal social media accounts, you can find mine at WayneJamel.com.
And you can find me at Instagram.com/Mr. Woke. That's WHOKE.
So we'll see you next time. Until then, I'm Wayne Jamel.
And I'm C. Jeffrey White. And the C's for calories, track them. And we'll see you next week, folks.